Good day everybody, and in this workshop we are going to be looking at, are you using Google effectively? More specifically in this session we're going to actually look at Google indexing and just understand how Google works, and also Google searching techniques that you can use. We're going to look at search engines and how they work. Search engines have a few primary functions. Firstly, crawling, where they scour the internet for content, looking over content for each web page they find. Indexing, where they store and organize the content found during the crawling process. Because once the page has been indexed, it can be used to be displayed as a result from relevant queries. And then also ranking, providing the pieces of content that will best answer a searcher's query, which means that the results are ordered by most relevant to least relevant. So when you send a query through Google, it fetches data from the index, like a storage bin, and then it applies algorithms to try and bring you back the best results. To build an index, they constantly have web crawlers going through web pages, analyzing the content, and then storing that analysis in the index bin. From the previous explanation, you can see that Google tries to get as much information into its index. This means that it will search through all the text it can using your keywords you submitted during the search. So to avoid getting irrelevant search results, it is important to be very specific when doing a search. Use the usual search tips in Google as advised by your faculty librarians, and the tips mentioned in this course. For our first example exercise, let's see this first phrase below and see what book it is from. So from Google, we can copy and paste the search phrase, and using the operators, the inverted commas, we can then do a Google search. When looking at the search result, we can find that it's illogical that it's showing books.google.co.za, as it is a phrase from the book, and as you can see, it is showing the phrase that we searched for. When selecting the link in our search result, it will open the PDF and it will show you directly the phrase that it's referring to in the PDF. For some Google search tips you might not be aware of, Google automatically puts "and" between spaces of words. Case does not matter except when you're using your Boolean operators and or not. You can also use the plus sign instead of your Boolean operator "and", or the minus sign instead of the Boolean operator "not". Word order does matter, as Google ranks it according to the order you search on. For example, economy, load shedding, impact. If you change that word order, so will your results differ. And lastly, Google also ignores punctuation except for your inverted commas. When searching specific domains with Google, you also have the option to use search types. For example, in text, in title, or in URL. For example, if you use in URL : you can specify what word you want to be found in that URL. You can also search with specific files or results. For example, in Google, if you use define : and a certain word, it will bring you the definition of that word. Or for example, if you use the word file type : and you specify PDF, then your search results will include PDFs. We will now look at Google search tips exercises. And the first exercise is statistics on higher education in South Africa. In our Google search, we are going to use in URL because we're going to specify Stats South Africa's URL, and the Boolean operator "and" with the words higher education in inverted commas because we want the words to be next to each other. Looking at our Google search results, while just ignoring the top ads, you can see the results specify the URL used of Stats SA, and all the results with the words higher education included in those results. After selecting the search result of education from Google, you'll see it opens the URL from Stats South Africa and with the results all related to education, and you can see it has different results depending on what you're looking for. In our second Google exercise, we are going to be looking at the economics of coffee. So we're going to use the search in title economics and the Boolean operator "and", and in title again and specify coffee. Looking at our search results, you'll see the top result is an entry from Wikipedia. If we scroll down a bit for other research results, here we find what we're looking for: independent lens, black gold, the economics of coffee. And once we open the link, here is our article, the economics of coffee. Now onto our third exercise, where we are looking for a PDF article about fake news in economics. So we'll use the in title, fake news in inverted commas, with a Boolean operator and, economics with a file type, PDF. Looking now at our Google research results, you'll see the words fake news and economics, and it will also have the result of the file type PDF. Now after opening the link, you'll see it brings back the PDF article. Your other option when you start to look at things is that you can use Google image searching to be able to search for images on Google using the image tools. And you can also search for a specific image. So if you have an image and you're not sure where it comes from, you can find where it comes from by uploading it. So to go to Google Images, which will depend on your browser and Chrome, you'll see the image option in the corner, then select images, and then you can search for a specific image. So now I'm going to search for something on the coronavirus. Now looking at the search results, let's take the first image on the left, and now I'm going to save the image and use the same image in a Google image search. Now back on Google Images, you click on the little camera that says search by image. Now with the search by image options, you have the option of to paste the image URL or to upload an image, and we will be using the latter. This is where I take the image that we previously saved, and I'm going to just drag and drop it on the option of upload an image and do a search. Now looking at the search results, you can see how many search results we got and where we got the image search results from. The last bit I'm going to speak about Google is about the I'm feeling lucky button. When you select this button, it goes directly to the first results, so you'll actually never see the results page. Now I'm going to do a Google search on the coronavirus and use the option I'm feeling lucky button. As you can see from the search result, it went directly to Worldometer, the first result on the first page, without actually showing you the results page.